gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. The program. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue.
Yo, what is going on? Oh man, here we are again today. So it's been interesting so far. Of course, me and Nire, and I always pronounce her name wrong. But anyway, me and her we're sparring a little bit on X, as we do. If anyone doesn't know, me and her have sparred back and forth now for quite a while, probably back around the same time, right before she went after Endymion and they had their spat. But me and her go back and forth, and one of my good friends of the channel, always willing to help, jumped right in I got into it, and it got a little interesting. He made some comments that I don't think I could even show on stream. But it's all good now. We talked it over. She came into Discord, and we we worked it out. But it was definitely a funny situation. So tonight, what are we doing tonight? We are going to continue kind of learning about Bloodlines 2, because I want to get my take on it, and I don't have enough information yet. I haven't watched any of the gameplay. I figured what I'll do is end up watching it with you guys. So we're going to pull up some gameplay today. And it's like a 2-hour stream, but we're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to maybe skip around a little bit, find some, find out what the game is all about. And then we might watch, well, might is a short word. We're going to go after Nehru again and her take on the dialogue in the game. And then I think we're going to move on to some other stuff. I have become incredibly curious about cozy game influencers. So yeah, we're going to be listening to her yap about some Bloodlines. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, I've also got some cozy influencer stuff on from not Malcolm. I got to find more content on this. It's like interests me how deep that rabbit hole goes. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started today. I'm not going to pull up Rimworld just yet. Maybe when we get to, definitely when we get to Nure's video. Boom. Here we are. Now you notice some changes, some, you know, little changes to the chat, or to my board. I've got down in the bottom left, it's the road to 500 right now. My next goal is 100 subscribers, and right now we are at 80. I was actually surprised that I was at 80. So that's moving right along. And then next to it, to really get the grift going, to really start grifting, I've got this little cup over here. And if you tip, there's a little link in the chat, pinned in the chat. You can donate, and supposedly, if I did this right, a little coin will fall in there. I also have TTS turned on, so I want to say it's $5 and up, but I think I set it lower than that. Either way, that's what we're gonna. That's the new things here in the chat, just trying to increase the grift. So anyway, let's go ahead and see what Bloodlines 2 is all about.
They used to call it the gateway to Alaska, the city of flowers. That one never took off. The Emerald City in the 80s, when they were trying to give it a spit shine. Layers upon layers of history, each trying to mask the ones below. But Queen City is not wrong when you dig under the polish. Blue bloods and castles, peasants in the gutter. Same old story with a pretty flag on top. This time,
I mean, flat out, they're going noir, right? It's not even a question. They're just straight going noir. So the detective side fits, I suppose.
Towns had a queen for a long, long time. When the weight of a crown gets too heavy, people start sharpening axes. But it takes one hell of a push to set them swinging. You need a firebrand, a revolutionary, a despot, a murderer, or maybe just someone with a real big axe to grind. If I were a betting man, I'd say the heads are just starting to roll. And I am a betting man.
Okay. Power struggle, got it.
Hey, are you okay? Frank, there's someone hurt down here. Get someone on that radio. Take it easy. I got you. Don't try to move. Are you hurt? Feed? Oh, man.
There you
That
go.
poor guy was just doing his job. That sucks. All right, feed, let's see. Feeding regenerates health, got you. Either damaged enough to enter a stun state, or if they're unaware, it's like an assassination, got you. First time playing any kind of bloodline stuff, so bear with me if I'm kind of clueless on certain things. But so far, it's made by the Chinese room, and I'm like, anything they make, I will cover.
That's fair. I mean, it looks very much like Still Wakes the Deep, right? The style, the lighting. So yeah, I definitely see them in it.
Okay. Richie. Shit. Hang on, I'm on my way.
All right, clues and mysteries. We got some cash. All right.
What? Where? I cannot be found like this.
Who the fuck? You're going down, asshole!
Do not.
Standard attack. Shit.
Now that's what I'm talking about for a standard attack.
I wasn't expecting all that.
More evidence. I must be careful.
All right, we got a double jump already? That's sick. Yo, I mean, that was insane the way he hit the door. What? Guess we're just gonna follow this. Hey, so far it runs really well. Going the right way, it looks like. I mean, I hope I am.
That's not my voice. Not my mouth it's coming out of either. Well, I know the back of my hand like the back of my hand, and well, that is not my hand.
Who speaks?
So you can hear me. Huh. Well, good evening.
I say again. Who are you?
Hand on heart, if I had either of those, I'm still aslumber. Give me a moment.
Seems we are both in the dark then. Tell me what you can, and we will go from there.
That's generous of you. I know if I woke up with a voice in my head, well, I would probably take it better than most. But I appreciate I'm unusual in a few respects, and I thank you for your patience. My name's Fabian. I was a vampire, like yourself. A kindred, Malkavian by blood. And I was, and still am, a detective. Matter of fact, I just started a new case. Finding my missing body. Tell me, what's the last thing you remember?
Let's see. Nothing, yeah.
I remember nothing recent. Nothing that would explain how I got here, at least.
I guess we don't have much to go off of. Except you've got a Malkavian and a mark. It's something. Let's try this. You hit me with some questions. Maybe it'll spark an idea.
Do you know this mark? How did you get inside my head? Yeah.
How did you get inside my head? Do you truly remember nothing?
My memory's a jigsaw right now, and I'm still working on the edges. I know I was on some sort of investigation, but how it got me here, I don't know. Breaking and entering skulls was never my forte.
Do you recognize this mark, child of Malkav?
I don't think I do. But if poets and philosophers are to be believed, there's one thing I can tell you. When we want something to belong to us, we mark it. I'd say someone has claimed you. From where I sit, I can understand why. There's power in these old bones. Centuries of strength in these veins. Someone.
I don't think so far I don't think it's all that bad. I'm not a writer. I'm not a story guy. But I mean, the story seems decent to me so far.
One covets you. Question is, who?
Let us move on. Let's actually ask the other ones first.
As for our situation, how do we get you out of me?
If I were a betting man, which it happens I am, I'd wager this. Finding answers to one of our questions will find us the answers for the others.
You say someone covets me. Who dared give me this mark?
Seems to me that only someone deeply wounded could mark you like that. But as for who that is, no idea. I know they're careless to let you out without a leash.
All questions, no answers. Very well. The hunt begins. Let us to it.
If I may, I'd recommend we get somewhere safe. I know a place. If you can get us out to the night air, I'll direct you. Supposing we're still in Seattle.
Seattle? This is America. Very well. I will find the way outside. Then you may guide me.
Sounds good. You got a name, by the way?
Many. But for now, you can call me Fire.
All right. Pleased to meet you, Fire.
All right.
Let's find our way out.
I really don't have a problem with the name. I looked it up and there is like meaning behind it. What was it? Armenian origins, one who burns brightly, or simply burning bright. Derived from the English word fire. And it's a unisex name. That's right. That's what we talked about last time, I believe. So yeah.
Shall we?
Hey, Jamie.
Save the worry about marks and other mischief.
Could be a security guy to meet us.
Seeing through your eyes is...
Hey, hang on, I got his number.
This is quite something.
Security.
Someone called the cops.
Hurry it up.
Way out there.
I can handle these mortals.
I got
They'd
it.
be missed, and that'd mean a full-scale hunt. We must not break the masquerade.
Please.
That's right.
Okay, the crosshair grows when a secret's nearby. Got you. I had a feeling because it's like every time I got near something, I'm like, it keeps blooming out. You're right here.
Have to go in.
Elevator's as broke as a Monday night streetwalker.
Okay, let's go a little bit further down. It looks like skills.
Air on the floor, and glasses and bottles. But where do you draw a bloodline?
What is all this? Hold on, we got clan affinities. Got you. I'm actually gonna read all these really quick. Let's see, strength and swiftness. I like that.
Okay.
All right. What is appearance? Oh, this is nice too. You can change everything. Okay.
But does it have male and female,
We'll
or
kinda keep it
does
on
it
default
have
for now,
body
but-
type?
Then when the full game drops, I'll probably change appearance and all that. But all right, that was
Natty.
clean.
And no one in this city will blink twice at you. While you were getting dolled up, I rooted out a memory. Realized why I brought us to Dale's place. I was here.
I want to see
Well
some
met,
more.
Ken.
My apologies, Sheriff. We appear to have started on the wrong foot. A situation we can resolve between us, I'm sure.
Your apologies. What kind of cocksucking shoeshine answer is that? Motherfucker. You really ain't no thin blood, are you?
Thin blood, of weak heritage, a latter generation. They are common here?
The hell kind of rock you been hiding under? Yeah, they're common. Like fleas on a street cat.
Benny, Benny, Benny. Such a way with words.
You hunt them for sport? Why do they concern you? Yeah.
Surely the sheriff has better things to do with his time than hunt thin bloods.
Oh, I got all the time in the world. Lucky for you, I got places to be.
Will you tell your prince we spoke?
Fuck the Camarilla. Fuck the prince.
Did he lose his last marble?
Right now, I got thin blood spines to rip out. So I'll tell you what. You have one night, to sort your business and get the fuck out of Seattle. After that, It's open season.
Understood.
Good. For my sake, I hope you stay. I'll run out of thin blood soon enough. Don't want to be bored.
All right, very mysterious.
He's given us a night. Let's use it and get back on my trail.
You said he was your superior?
He's chief kicker in of heads for the court, but he also keeps a foot in at the SPD.
That's cool movement.
Between us, we keep a lid on any breaches of the masquerade.
By the way, there's like a lot of side stuff. I was just kind of told to like stick to like the main path, so for right now, I'm just gonna do that. But when the full game drops,
critique, it's
I'll
always
explore.
best to stand straight up to Benny. You show him your underbelly, he'll cut it out.
And the fact that you can just scale the buildings like this so quickly.
I knew Benny hated the Thin Bloods. Don't really know why he's hunting them tonight, though.
Just glide into the ladder. Because why not?
Just as a thought, I'd suggest you keep my presence on the down low. Take it from me, you lose a parcel of respect if you talk out loud to the voices in your
So
head.
I'm wondering, like, he showed the map earlier, and is it going to be like the original game where it's cordoned off into sections? Or is it going to be... All right, we're like right here, right?
All right, very mysterious.
He's given us a night. Let's use it and get back on my trail.
You said he was your superior?
He's chief kicker in of heads for the court, but he also keeps a foot in at the SPD. Between us, we keep a lid on any breaches of the masquerade.
I mean... It seems like a fairly decent size of the city. I'm hoping it'll be sectioned out if it does, but I mean, even then you've already got side quests. So I don't know how linear it's going to be if you actually have side quests to go and do and, you know, sit around with. Is it really going to be this straightforward? Now, I absolutely agree with most people. I don't think it's going to live up to the immense standards that most people who've played Vampire the Masquerade, because I think there's a lot of people out there who are Bloodlines, the first one, who haven't. They're just, you know, living off the hype because they've heard it's a good game. I don't know that it's going to have that diversity of replayability, talking with factions. One big thing I think with the first game is every single faction, every single vampire clan was different, right? It was legitimately different. I don't know that they're going to be able to provide that, especially with the fact that they're hiding, you know, clans behind a paywall.
By the way, there's like a lot of side stuff. I was just kind of told to like stick to like the main.
Let's go to some.
Anarchs and Thin Bloods we talked about. You can lump them to batch mostly. Then there's the court, but you know how the Camarilla works. Princes and primogens and all the usual titles. Other than that, we've a passel of ghouls, hangers-on, rumors of werewolves in Schmidt's Park. Go figure.
I'm actually curious how far I can glide. I kind of want to try it. What I will say right now is like my early impressions, I like this a lot. It just seems very refreshing. Never actually experienced a game like this before. I'm assuming they'll spot me if I'm... Ooh.
Now, if I had hackles, they'd have just raised up on my hat.
That was clean.
There's something's here, Fire. Like a brace of knives looking to sever a spine.
Let's see if it's...
I don't rightly know.
Somebody's dead.
Oh no. That is...
Let me guess, that's him. I guess some
Far I love like the
combat.
narration of this game, like the way Fabian kind of just talks to you and everything.
I guess so. If only I knew.
Kind of faded back. All right, I'm gonna look around, see if there's any kind of bloom. I might go upstairs.
I definitely am okay with like the detective story idea.
How much it changed. How much did it gone to dust? Bodies, fire. What's going on?
There's some combat. Okay, woman talking. Woman talking.
I'm assuming we go upstairs. Mark, Fabian's recollections. Okay.
My bet is you'll find.
Because the movement's so insanely good, you know?
For them saying that they're like hugely focused on the combat, this video doesn't have a lot of it. This looks like it might be some.
Fight them all at once.
Go. Ready for this? Damn it. Over here. I'm fucking ready. Nice try, Jackie. I'm fucking ready.
Wait, one of them's got a gun. Oh. I feel like I gotta like go after them first because.
Time.
Oh, that was cool.
That was awesome. You can do it too? I thought it like locked on both of them. I feel like it's like a risk versus reward going in for like the feed mid-combat. It's you take a lot of damage still, but I got the elixirs I could also use, but I haven't really felt like I needed it just yet. Yeah, once you gotta get the hang of the combat, it's really nice. It kind of flows together.
If you're done with your entertainment, you'll be.
I mean, the combat's not bad. It's I don't know what else is gonna be in it. Like, do you actually get close combat weapons, or do you actually get ranged weapons? From my understanding, you don't see any in this one. So I kind of hope you do. There does seem to be a lot of dialogue, though, which kind of gives me a little bit of hope that the game might actually have a decent RPG role. It just depends on how, like everyone's saying, it depends on how linear it is. But we'll see, I guess, how the side quests and stuff like that spread out when the game spreads out. Personally, I think that's enough. I think that's all we need to watch of that to get an idea. A lot of talking. Hey, what's going on, Blake? How you doing? You know, a lot of talking, which I like in these types of games. Vampire the Masquerade should have a lot of dialogue, right? It's about hiding the masquerade and, you know, finding, you know, dealing with those people around you and vampire clans. You know, it's more like a it's like a shadow. I mean, it is a shadow society, but you can't just necessarily kill right out in the open. It's supposed to be scheming and finding the right moment and getting others to do it for you if you're higher level vampires. So we'll see. We're going to take a look at Simon's new enemy. What's going on, SA? How you doing? How you doing, buddy? So let's see here. I'm also turning on Rimworld. That's happening. That is 100% happening. I can't listen to a woman yap without something in the background to not, you know. Good. I'm glad you're doing great. Yeah, I gotta have something in the background to do while a woman's yapping at me. It's all fun and games until Blade shows up. Oh, good. I'm glad everyone's doing well. Let's see. There we go. Let's get that up and moving. Then we'll go here. Yeah. See it in the background. I'm starting to get used to this streaming thing. Maybe one day maybe one day I'll actually have a little career going. Oh man. But anyway, so yeah, our favorite person, Simon's new enemy, Nere, has been talking about it. She's kind of, if you weren't here last time, she's relating it to being Veilguard, esque, which I think is complete misrepresentation. But now we'll actually get to see her. I don't know if she's playing or if she's watching, but at least get to see some of her takes. Short little 20-minute video before we get on to some real slop.
Yeah, she killed him.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of obvious.
So lame. And mind you, Fabian is a vampire as well. And we have established that fire was weakened. And the fact that he just dies immediately.
You saw that, huh? I guess we should talk about.
So that just happened. The fact that this is a woman, right? First of all, this is a woman it's hundreds of years.
She said hundreds of years. I'm hoping we're not going to go into the she's a woman. Better wear a cup to protect your balls while you're doing that. I guess so. That conversation got a little weird.
Old. She said it herself. She's 150 years older than America itself. She is dressed like a fuckboy. And she just said, I'm sorry, dude. For all that's worth, my bad, pimp. So far, we haven't seen a single instance of any ability that Fabian has as a Malkavian. Like, there's no bouts of madness. There's no, like, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. I saw this. I foresaw this. I knew I was gonna die. There's nothing.
The beast.
So, okay, we'll start with that statement. As we saw, this is very early in the game, right? You just immediately after the basic tutorial. And I do have agreement with her here. If this noir detective guy is Malkavian, he should sound more insane. They tend to not, they don't sound generally normal. They sound like crazy people because that's what they are. They're insane on the general, but they're essentially prophets, right? In the first game, you've seen, if you've looked at the Steam page, they're given the stop sign. Well, that was actually a stop sign that talked to you in the first game, right? Your TV would talk to you, and I think, and I don't know if this is going to play out later because I agree this is very early in the story, but I think some of that Malkavian should flow into her. As for her killing him, maybe she was weakened, but she's still an elder vampire, and he is probably not very old, right? She's older than America, 150 years older than America. So for me, it's like, yeah, she probably still could beat his ass pretty quick and into the ground.
He cannot be a thin blood because he was working for the Camarilla and the sheriff. And yeah, I think it's implied that there's the sheriff, and then Fabian is like kind of like they're their own police force within the vampire community. So, you know what? I'm not about don't sexualize women. Sexualize everyone. Sexualize men and sexualize women. I don't play games to mimic reality. I don't play games to see that, the cashier at a Walmart be a vampire and have a mullet. I don't get it. This like fear of making women hot. You know what?
Yeah, I mean, this is just the same normal bad take. Like, she's an ancient vampire. Not every female vampire has to be the stereotypical woman in a red dress sipping red blood out of a, out of a wine glass, sex, using the sex to do it. They can be anything. And I've had a very brief look at that character, but I haven't seen anything like out of the ordinary. Maybe we'll see something here in a minute.
You know what the fear is? To offend people. To offend women that might not be as attractive. Beauty is absolutely subjective. Someone might find me hideous to look at, and someone else might find me like a goddess on earth. And that's just what it is. It's like just how society works, you know what I mean? But there's always gonna be someone uglier than you, and there's always gonna be someone hotter than you. Welcome to life as a human being on planet Earth. If you're gonna get offended because that character is thinner than you, she's hotter than you, she has bigger boobs than you, she has a skinnier waist than you, she has a bigger butt than you, go to therapy. And if you're already on therapy, tell them to, hook you up with a psychiatrist so they can start you on a medication. I like hot women. I like looking at hot women. They, make my eyes happy. I like looking at hot men. They make my eyes happy. I like playing a...
Coming out as a lesbian. Near coming out as a lesbian, it seems. Here's the thing. She just kind of like killed her own argument to me in that situation where like they're afraid of hot women, which really we have no proof of that with this game to begin with. But then she goes on to say women can be super hot or super ugly or somewhere in between. It's like you're basically killing your own argument with like, yeah, they can put whoever they want in the game. Games don't have to have over, sexualized characters for it to be a good game or even a good character in the game. Is it okay to do? Sure. I personally don't like over sexualized games to where it's just basically gooner fuel. But I mean, yeah, who doesn't like having a hot character in the game? I prefer to play men in games because, well, superior. But yeah, she just kind of killed her own argument.
As hot women, I like playing as hot men. I think everyone likes that. It's like, oh. And if you're offended, it's just ridiculous. And it's your problem. It's not everyone's problem. I would play a game where, the main character is fat.
Coming from someone who is offended that the main character is not hot enough.
The main character is gay, where the main character is a lesbian. I would play games like that if the game was good. If the game was good. But more often than not, every character is a woke stereotype.
Dude, the dolphin thing she has drives me fucking nuts. But it's not how is she a woke stereotype? She sounds like a vampire.
The game is shit. It's like you're not doing yourself any favors. I said that with Bellegarde, and I will say it again. I'm gonna get flack for this, as I did with Bellegarde. And yes, I'm not homophobic. I'm not transphobic.
She is absolutely brain damaged from Veilguard. Like, it has broken something, because just amounting this to Veilguard with really little to no information is kind of crazy to me. It doesn't seem to add up.
I'm not racist. I just wish there was variety, because it's one thing or the other. I'm not saying every character has to be hot. I'm not saying every character has to be a butch lesbian. I'm saying variety is the spice of life. Toreadors are known for being stunning, and toreadors only turn people into toreadors because they find them beautiful. So you won't find an ugly toreador. But I'm a toreador and I look like a butch lesbian. You know the problem. The problem with, the protagonist is not attractive enough. That wouldn't even be an issue if their personality made up for it, GTA, you're playing as 40, 50-year-old men. And they're not attractive. They don't have washboard abs. They're balding. They're weird looking. But they're fun to play as.
I want to murder dolphins now. I want to club them to death.
Because they're fun. They have charisma. They have personalities.
I think it's time.
It's been like this has been 40 minutes of a tutorial, by the way. and there's probably gonna be more until we meet the first like actual NPC. So probably an hour or 2 hours. Let's say like the hour and 49 minutes is gonna be tutorial, and it's just yapping about things we already know. Malkavians can be different, I get it, but I don't like the way they did this Malkavian. He's just a dude. He feels like a human being. Like he feels extra human. You know what I'm talking about? He feels just like a guy. No, he's been playing for 42 minutes so far.
Oh, she's
There's
watching the
been
same video we
no
did.
RPG. Like the game has been holding your hand and taking you in a line the entire time.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of in the beginning. They're trying to show you the ropes. But we clearly saw on the map that there were side quests that you could go off on. Only a few of them. You know, maybe that's all there is in the beginning area. Maybe there's more. But just to say that it's hand-holding you and there's been no RPG, what's going to get it for me, and which we won't know until the game comes out, is does the things you say does your choice in the game matter, or is it the normal Fallout? You're going to get the same response no matter what you pick, or the same ending no matter what you pick, and there's just not enough information to show that right now.
What did he say?
Hey, the game feels
What did he
very
say?
alive. I like that.
Very alive, and we're looking at nothing. Can you guys at least wait to chill? Can you wait to walk into a smaller map with more NPCs before you even open your whore mouth? Because what the fuck do you mean it feels more alive?
Fabian, my boy,
I mean, okay. Even then, there were people on the streets. It's nighttime, so I don't know how alive, you know, the game should feel with people in it. It could be fairly empty. Like I said, we just did kind of a sneak peek at it, but I don't know. I saw areas where there were at least homeless people hanging around. I think it's going to depend on how much it flows, it moves.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. Ready?
Well,
This might even be, like, the parts of Fabian might be more interesting than anything that Fire is going to do in this game.
You, beyond the name, what will you do for this court?
Careful.
Again, no life whatsoever. They had me on the first half with the fat guy being like, oh, come follow me. And I was like, oh, look at this. They're actually putting a effort into the animations. And then the moment that, you know, like, it's static. It's like, this could be a email, bro.
I'm assuming we go upstairs.
I mean, there's only one way for you to go. There's no exploring around. But I love that he's like, oh, I assume we have to go here. And I assume we have to go there. It's like, there's no other way for you to go, my guy. Like, it's not like you assume. It's like you have to go. Like, there's no other way for you to explore.
Wait.
I love that he's actively trying to explore.
Let's just keep going.
Honey, there's
There's nothing else
nothing.
around there, but I want to see what's about to happen.
That could be true. Like, it's not showing much for you to explore.
I assume from the smell that you are not another of my unwanted suitors.
I am not with them.
No. Somehow you don't seem the type. Well now, it's not often I see someone new in my
Is she not going to talk about the sexual vampire that's standing right before her?
city. Tell me your story, and we shall see if we...
What type of interaction is this? In what world do we live in? I'm sorry, maybe it's because I don't talk to people. You know, I'm a shut-in. I'm maybe, but I don't meet new people and I'm like, tell me your story. Tell me how you came to be here. But there's ways to get there. It's like, I don't recognize you. What are you? What are you doing here? There's so many questions
Hold on, what?
that you could ask.
Hold on, wait, what?
I don't recognize you. Came to be because I don't talk to them.
We shall someone new in them. No. Somehow you don't seem the type. Well now, it's not often I see someone new in my city. Tell me your story. And we shall see if we...
What type of interaction is this?
I mean, it's kind of exactly what you're about to describe. You're new to my city. You know, what are you doing here?
In what world do we live in? I'm sorry, maybe it's because I don't talk to people. You know,
This is probably true.
I'm a shut-in. I'm maybe, but I don't meet new people, and I'm like, tell me your story. Tell me how you came to be here. There's ways to get there. It's like, I don't recognize you. What are you? What are you doing here? There's so many questions that you could ask before, tell me your story.
But wouldn't like I don't know, I just feel like maybe it's not good dialogue, you know, maybe I'm completely off the fucking rocker, but it's not like that's immediately what she came in and did. There was a little bit of talk right before that. I don't often see somebody new in my city. What's your story? That seems like it's not original. I'm not going to say like it's an original idea or an original line, but it is a line that people use, right? Especially when you're talking to like snobby vampires, for instance.
Hello, what's your law?
Remember who you're speaking to.
I'm sorry. Remember who you're speaking to. Remember you're just speaking to me, bro. We have been told multiple times that we're an ancient vampire. We're an elder. We're legendary. Okay, we're older than the United States themselves. We are older than this bitch. We're older than the sheriff. We're older than anyone in this city. And I cannot tell her, shut your mouth. First of all, I am older than you by like at least 500 years. Do not speak to me. And she's like, do not insult me. I am new to your place and time. If washing was an option,
Do not insult me isn't the line. All right, listen. Vampire the Masquerade, everyone is trying to kill everyone else. So like the whole thing is like vampires trying to one up each other. Vampires don't give a fuck how old you are. Yes, as an elder vampire, you're going to be more powerful, but that doesn't mean that a vampire in the Vampire Masquerade is going to show weakness to you. And does this person, have we established with this particular character that you're an old elder vampire? Like, she's assuming like all vampires in the world know each other, and that's just not how it works. She's clearly not from America. She's clearly not in her element of vampires, so no one knows who the fuck she is.
I am known as Nomad. It's lame as hell. It's lame as hell, and I hate this, and the illusion of choice in the writing. Listen, I started this.
It might be illusion of choice, like, but I don't know how you decide that. Like, is this guy going to pick one of the questions and then restart and pick a different question to see if it's the illusion of choice? Or does this person interact with you later?
I started this stream getting ready to be wrong. Getting ready to be embarrassed. Getting ready to be like, oh my god, this is actually a good game. Actually, I eat my words. I'm always ready for that. I'm not beyond, being wrong. I'm going to be wrong at some point. I'm going to say, well, this game looks like...
Oh, I mean, you're a woman, so 90% of the time.
It sucks. And then I'm going to play it, and I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it. Yeah, where's my option of attack? Pull her hair.
Gone these 100 years with that storied look about you.
What storied look? I literally look like I just came out of Hot Topic.
Grisly business. What happened to Campbell?
I fucking know.
That was an expression. Penny for...
That was an expression. The expression.
My other child, Ryung Choi. She rules now in his stead, under my careful tutelage.
Why is she telling us all of this? She is literally the Queen Dowager. She's pulling the strings. She is literally... She has the ability, the power to put her children as rulers of a city. And she's just like openly talking about politics and business that shouldn't just be spoken out loud. You're marketing this as an action RPG with lame action and little RPG, and then you're marketing this as a detective story. But then I don't do any detecting. So what am I doing? This is a visual novel.
Oh, the wayward child's all over their television news and social media. Mortals call them #Vampire Bundy.
We've lost something today. Something that we'll never get back. Fire wouldn't understand 90% of anything she's been told the entire time. The fact that this ancient vampire can just walk into a city and just, there's cars, there's neon lights, there's this and that. She doesn't question none of it. The moment she picks up a gun, she doesn't have Fabian explain to her how shotguns work. She just inherently knows how to use them.
Well, yeah. Just because she's an ancient vampire doesn't mean that she wasn't awake to be able to learn how to use a shotgun at some point. That doesn't mean that, like, someone, when you're in the throes of change in an environment, like, you know, the boomer age to when technology was becoming a thing, that someone wouldn't say something like this. Like, you're how long ago was the shotgun invented? I think Fire had enough time to learn about it.
Then she's constantly being told, like, oh, hashtag this, that, oh, modern term. And she's like, yeah, I understood everything that you said. Yeah.
More of Malkavian bloodline, but I find I have little tolerance these
Because they're too hard to write. That's why there's no Malkavians here.
days.
I like how your choices matter in this game, and
You don't know that. What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, I don't want to be mean.
Yeah, that was a shit statement from him. Like, you really don't know until you've played through the game and tested some of these things if the choices matter.
Listen, I don't want to be mean. Brad, shut the fuck up. You haven't made any fucking choices that matter, and you haven't seen any of the consequences of the choices yet, so shut the fuck up. I know that you're reading from a bullet point list that they gave you. I understand that, okay? Secure the bag, but bro, be more subtle about the shilling.
Oh, don't look so surprised, little flame. The first stage of my process is observation. Isabella Moore, artist.
There hasn't been a single essential NPC that has been interesting so far. They're literally walking stereotypes, and they're not even good stereotypes. They're not even well-written stereotypes.
Did she play the first game? There was a lot of stereotypes in the first game.
Every essential NPC so far has been boring.
Power changes folks, I guess. You'll meet Tali, too. Queer fish and as colorful as they come. You already...
I don't know if you're saying queer as like, oh, or as actually the definition of queer in 2025. I hope not.
although the game, it just has a nice vibe to it. I don't know. Hard to explain.
He always picks the worst parts of the game to say, like, this looks so alive. This looks so vibrant, so vibey. This is so amazing. And nothing.
Really.
I love that he hasn't explained a single time, like, oh, this game is so impressive. And he doesn't explain anything that it's impressive about it. Nothing. We haven't talked to a single non-essential NPC. Like, it's just dead. It's like, oh, we're gonna go from point A to B, and if you need blood, there's like NPCs around that you can feed from, and then we're gonna go to the next area, and it's just gonna be a combat area. We're just gonna kill people, and then you're gonna speak with one essential NPC and rinse and repeat. Like, it's not alive. Like, I cannot talk to people that I want to talk to.
I mean, I just feel like she's wrong on this level on so many ways, because it showed in the beginning when we looked at the map, right, that there were more than one checkpoint that you could go and check out. So you can assume just from that there will be some kind of side quests and things like that make an RPG an RPG, right? So this is just, she's putting the cart before the horse is the best way I can say it. It's not a perfect rendition of what's going on, so she thinks it's going to be a dead game. And I mean, I don't know that I disagree with her that the game's going to maybe not live up to the standards of the original, but that doesn't mean it might not be a good game or a fun game to play.
I don't think we have been able to just like branch out and do side quests. Is there even side quests in this? I don't
Yeah, there's clearly side quests if you looked at the map.
know.
I'm fucking ready. Nice try, Jack. I'm fucking ready.
Wait, one of them's got a gun.
I'm over the combat, by the way, dude. Right, look at full health
I
again.
got the elixirs I could also use.
And mind you, the blood for this one is nothing. The blood bar that you had to fill in the first one was huge.
Sorry, cutie pie. You're not on the guest list.
What did I tell you? Colorful.
That is the
Now, I will say the blood meter, like that, and I'm sure it gets bigger as you level up, but like a whole part of the original game was going around and having to feed. Feeding wasn't something you did in the middle of combat to make your health go bigger. So I think that's a misstep, definitely, if that's how the way the game goes. I don't remember if you could feed during combat. You probably could, but it wasn't an emergency thing, and blood was very much under the control of your powers.
So it's a gay Nosferatu. Apparently Tully is the only good character in this one, which again says a lot. But the fact that he was introduced as the gay vampire, why is that a personality trait, brother? Can you not be like, he's like, he's quirky. He's, he's interested. No, he's gay. Like, that makes you sassy for some reason. Like, isn't that a stereotype? That if you're gay, you're funny and sassy and quirky and and quippy?
Yeah, I mean, it is a stereotype.
I mean, geez, I don't think I've been this wanted since 1982. Jimmy Darling in the Mustang. Oh, take me back. But between you and me, I don't think there's really I mean, you're no Jimmy. No offense.
All the clothes like denied. And he's like, yeah, this game is very, it's very immersive. This is a
Well, yeah, you're in the middle of like an actual quest mission inside of a building, right? It doesn't. Storm pipes don't tend to, in many games, take you to strange open areas. Yet maybe it is too linear. That I can agree with. I think if this game is going to be what they say it is, it needs to have a lot of ways to complete the quests.
ghoul find a vampire. We should be able to punch a hole through his face. But he's fat and he's tall, which means he's very strong.
Name's Michael Tolliver, but call me Tolly. I'm your go-to gal for fun times at the OK Camarilla.
You don't seem to be taking this too seriously. Are you not concerned?
The first one was funny, right? It was funny because it was funny. Because the writers were funny, the setting was funny. But the fact that they're trying to be like, did you just see that I killed an entire room of fucking ghouls? Like, you're not taking this too seriously, guy. Like, come on, man.
Oh, it's serious. It's always been fucking serious. It's always gonna be serious. You know what's really serious?
Educate me.
Those fucking pants. It looked like an accident in a costume store, and it's making a bad night worse. I mean, he was a limp fucking dick, but a city without a prince.
I love that they're just throwing swear words like suddenly fucking dick, whore, slut, fuck. Like a kid that just learned how to swear. It's like fucking fuck, fuckity, fuck, whore, dick, vagina, balls, butthole. Because they need to remind you that they're not a safe game. Okay, this is not Veilguard.
So, okay, hold on. When did swear words become like woke. Or I mean, it's Vampire the Masquerade. It's a dark world. People cuss a lot. I don't know about where you live, but in the real world, people cuss a lot. You go to shady areas too. It's even more so.
Okay, we are edgy here. We are dark and
Swear words are not edgy. Like that's just a terrible outlook.
greedy because we say fuck. Ugh.
Wasn't part of the plan for the Christmas party, you get me? Anywho, Aryong has a few anarch runts upstairs trying to work out why/when/how they managed to murk a prince. If that's what happened. Fun times, huh?
So you're saying, okay, and let me put again things into context and perspective. The new prince, the old prince, murked, died, beheaded, okay? And this new prince just got put into that position of becoming a prince. She's actively being hunted down and trying to get assassinated. And we're just chatting. We're just chatting. We're just having a little talky talk, a little heart to heart. I hate when fucking video games forget to give me a sense of urgency of like, oh, the prince is getting attacked right now.
Okay, but if you like vampires, right? If you live in the vampire like world, you're talking about people who are going to live forever until someone kills them. They got all the time in the world. They could chat about whatever, and death isn't really that big a deal because they spend a lot of their time killing people. Like, I don't know what you want them to say.
And we're going to talk about my pants because they're so, last year. How would you know that I'm not an anarch? What if it was a ruse? A vampire would kill ghouls to make someone think like, oh, I'm on your side, 100%.
Fucking Benny. Our
Fucking
sheriff, Muldoon,
Benny.
bless his heart, just upped and fucked right off. Fucked us too.
Fuck.
Muldoon.
Fuck.
And bonus time, since the elevators are...
I love that this is just like, so you get forced to parkour. Like, look at how cool this is. You get to parkour. Jump, grab the ledge, go into a... This is just that. It's just like, it is designed with action in mind. It's not designed of like, what if, he doesn't... It would be interesting if he doesn't allow me to see the prince, which is what would make sense. Like, hey, we're under lockdown. We're getting attacked. You're not going to see the prince. And you can actually persuade him. You can threaten him. You can convince him to let me see the prince. And, or I could fail the persuasion and then I can sneak to see the prince. You see what I'm talking about? You see options? Choices? Huh? I'm sorry. Was that too much to ask? I'm sorry. I think what I'm asking for, I don't think technology is there yet. I'm sorry. Dialogue options.
The whole game has been dialogue options, but do they mean anything? That's the question. Like, honestly, we can't think how it is. As for the fuck, one character saying a lot of fucks is a pretty typical character you find. There's always that one guy who says fuck every fucking 2 seconds, right? Fuckity fuck. I just don't know. Like, yeah, it's the whole demo seems to be really focused on the combat, and then it seems like a lot of talking. They're trying to get you to enjoy the world, but it just, I don't know. I think she's overplaying it. She's just already got it in her head that the game is bad because it's not going to meet the standards of what she wants. So it's okay to, it's just everything is bad.
And ways to talk my way out of situations or talk my way into situations. No, I'm sorry. That's too much to ask. My bad. My bad.
Still busted. You get to do some more climbing. When you slither out, you'll probably surprise Science Gal.
Science gal?
Be a sweetheart and tell her that the borders are...
I'm sorry. Just make her voiceless. She doesn't do anything. This protagonist doesn't do anything but repeat words that other people have, repelled. Science gal. the prince, the elevator, this, that. Just fucking make her silent. Like, deadass. Like, she doesn't bring anything to the table. Absolutely fucking nothing.
I feel like this game has some of the best voice acting I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Brad. I need you to shut up. I need you to be quiet. I need you to be silent. Because that's fucking stupid. Literally, Expedition 33. It's right
All right. So that was that mess. Like I said, I don't know that the game's going to be good. I mean, yes, the dude that we were watching is an absolute shill, it seems, but most YouTubers are. So it's hard to really get a read on if something's going to be good. Ooh, man. Ugh. Let's get into some slop, right? Let's get into some fun, some interesting slop. Let's see here in what do we want? What is it called? Ooh, man. Can you tell I'm tired today? And we'll just do suck. All right. So this one is, again, not Malcolm. We're going to take a look at it. And because, like I said, I'm becoming very interested in some of these other gaming influencers and things like that. So let's listen and see what he's got to say here.
I was invited down to London.
They did send me a gaming PC.
Do they just think we're stupid?
Yeah. I will do it. I'm going to talk about Hook Alive. Sponsored by The Sims.
We're sponsored by Fae Farm today.
The Sims paid me an upfront fee for this.
The Mariana Trench is calling, babes.
Because the standards are subterranean.
Once upon a time, you could turn to content creators to get genuine, authentic reviews and recommendations for video games. But sadly, the days of real, unbiased opinions are long gone, because the truth is, many gaming creators are fully in bed, raw dogging with game companies. I am sick and tired of gaming influencers trying to convince us or hide the fact that their opinions are not bought and sold by game studios. So today we're ripping off that blanket and exposing the entire cozy gaming genre, where seemingly pure and innocent influencers are actually deceiving you. But first, thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. If you're a fan of cozy games, Instant Gaming has a sizable catalog for you to peruse, all from the comfort of your cozy blanket, with discounts up to 90% off. I don't know about you, but nothing makes me feel more cozy than saving money. You can pre-order upcoming games too, and yes, even the pre-orders are available at a nice discount. If you want, you can use my link in the description and I'll receive a commission on your purchase. So let's say goodbye to overpaying for games and hello to huge savings with Instant Gaming. Now where was I? Oh yeah, cozy games.
Cozy games. Cozy games.
Cute and cozy games.
You're ready, let's play.
Over on the Cozy Gamer subreddit, I stumbled upon this post titled, "Can we trust cozy game reviewers?" where a user talks about their experience with cozy game influencers, saying, "I've seen an increase in posts and comments discussing purchases we've made because of streamer recommendations that we later regret. I've definitely had my fair share and have been burned enough times by promo videos and glowing reviews for mediocre games that I no longer bother watching reviews or let's plays of bigger titles." So the question is, what happened to this person to make them lose so much trust in gaming content creators? Well, Well, spoiler alert, it wasn't difficult to find out. Just doing a simple search on YouTube, I found a handful of cozy game creators who were giving glowing reviews of games that they were being sponsored by. Here is just one example.
So I've actually played Fae Farm, and spoiler alert, I absolutely love it.
Popular cozy gamer Iona gave this glowing review of Fae Farm, and wow, it sounds incredible. But upon taking a closer look, it appears that maybe there's more to the story, because Girly Pop here was sponsored by Phoenix Labs, the company that created Fae Farm, to make this video.
So a huge thank you to Phoenix Labs for allowing me to have this wonderful experience.
EA shill.
This has always been a problem for me, is people getting sponsored by the game that they're like reviewing. I mean, I think if you're a gaming influencer at all, you should probably not take gaming sponsorships. It just is a bad look for you in general, because, you know, if you're known for being a like game reviewer or games, things like that, and then you take a sponsorship where you just glaze a game, they're using your credibility to get people to buy the game. And people tend to not notice the difference between a ad game, like an ad like a video that's completely an ad versus you actually talking for real about a game.
Move over, there's competition in town. If you don't know, Fae Farm was one of the many Stardew Valley clones that have cropped up over the last couple years. And the kicker is, a lot of people did not like Fae Farm. It has a 75% rating on Metacritic, and even big gaming news publications, which generally lean quite positive, said Fae Farm was just average. But of course, it's not average when you're a content creator who's being sponsored by the developer.
I've fallen absolutely head over heels for Fae Farm so far.
But fast forward 6 months later, and in a video about games she regrets buying, a video that is not sponsored by Fae Farm's developer, she says this.
Next is a slightly controversial one, and we're gonna say Fae Farm.
Girl, 6 months ago you were hyping up this game non-stop.
I absolutely love it.
Literally the top comment on this video is, I regret buying Fae Farm. They probably bought it because you were hyping it up. Am I just living in another dimension, or is everyone going crazy?
Yeah.
The issue here is not just this YouTuber. The problem is influencer marketing. The developer went on a massive marketing campaign, sending this game out to dozens of influencers.
We're sponsored by Fae Farm today.
And inviting them to special events for Fae Farm.
I was invited down to London to be one of just a handful of creators who got to have a hands-on experience with Fae Farm.
Which ultimately...
Yeah, I mean, this has been a problem since, forever. You think like Raid Shadow Legends, it's not about the quality of the game, it's about pumping as much money into dumbass influencers who are going to talk great about the game so that your name is everywhere. It's just, and now that's become the thing because it's a good method for getting the game, or for getting your game to sell initially.
He built so much hype around this game that pre-orders were through the roof. Cozy gamers could not wait to get their hands on Fae Farm, but when they did, they were highly disappointed. And that's no thanks to the content creators they trusted, who were wholeheartedly recommending this game to them. I know a lot of you are smart and you get it, but to be clear, there is a huge difference as a video game channel between taking a third-party sponsorship, like I have on this video for instance, and working directly with game companies to promote their games, because the latter presents an inherent conflict of interest. I want you to imagine if a book review channel took money from an author to promote their book in a video. That's very different from having like Skillshare as a sponsor. Viewers are not watching their videos to learn about Skillshare, they're watching to get authentic recommendations for books, and you can't do
exactly what I was saying. Like you're clearly already have established yourself as a influencer that's in your niche. You should not be taking sponsorships from whatever your niche is, right? Whether it's gaming or makeup or anything like that, right?
That when you're getting paid by a book publisher.
Clock that T.
One commenter on Reddit wrote, I think the whole Fae Farm fiasco really was the nail in the coffin for me. Seeing content creators rated as A or S tier, knowing that it's so empty, shallow, and lackluster, content creators lost a lot of trust from me for that. But of course, Fae Farm isn't the only place we can find cozy gaming influencers engaging in deceptive paid promotion. Just last week, Lil Simsy, a popular Sims 4 creator, literally did a review video.
Today, we get to review my kit.
For a DLC she was paid to make. You can't make this up.
The Sims paid me an upfront fee for this kit, which means I was paid for my ideas and my time.
First of all, the concept of doing a review for something you made, that's asinine. And secondly, she already has a history of benefiting financially from her business relationship with Electronic Arts. Her crazy fans can fight me in the comments. This is now, I believe, the 4th time she's collaborated with them on a DLC.
She is stunning and brave.
Not to mention the fact that the probably thousands of dollars she was paid by EA to work on this DLC isn't enough, because she urges her fans to use her creator code so she can earn even more money in commissions.
But if you'd like a more direct way to support me, if you use my creator code LilSimsy on the EA app, I will earn a commission on the purchase. Usually I would make a 5% commission, but until January 30th, I'll make a 7% commission on it.
You heard that right. She wants more. Wow. Like, ain't this broad a millionaire? Where the hell's my bell?
Shame.
And similar to the cozy game influencer I just talked about, when it comes to Lil Simsy, the glaring contradictions in her actions aren't lost on me, because previously Lil Simsy expressed a lot of concern about the amount of Sims 4 DLC and how it was quickly becoming too expensive.
It costs like $600+ for all of the packs, and now they're adding more paid DLC.
But here she is, adding to the problem with her own self-branded Sims 4 kit.
No, but I love her.
If you can't already tell, I despise fake and hypocritical behavior, and this epitomizes that.
Well, it's so easy, right? All you have to do is say something, right? Say it, and then in the next video or like a week later, say the complete opposite. I mean, who's actually paying attention?
At the very least, her behavior is hypocritical. At most, it's gluttonous. But of course, Lil Simsy's not the only gaming influencer who has a complicated relationship with the truth. Over on TikTok, the cozy game paid promotion is literally unhinged. A popular cozy gamer named Cosy posted this sponsored video for a game called Hoko Life.
Hi cozy friends, I feel like not enough people are talking about Hoko Life, and I will do it. I'm going to talk about Hoko Life. It is an extremely cozy town builder type game.
More paid promo, amazing. We love to see it. Except when you look at reviews of the game and realize it's actually bad. I mean, taking a check is one thing, but can you at least make sure the game is good? On Steam, it has a 69% mixed review, with one user calling it the Temu Animal Crossing. That's amazing, actually. I swear, scrolling through this influencer's TikTok, it appears that their opinions are simply up for sale to the highest bidder, because it's literally one paid advertisement after the other.
I mean, I personally think TikTok is just cancer when it comes to all of this. Right. Whether I don't know that I've met a TikTok influencer that I've ever liked and didn't think was cancer.
I knew there were so many amazing cozy games out there. My heart is full, and it doesn't stop there.
And now,
because next up we have Inzoi, an upcoming Sims competitor developed by Krafton. Now, I personally love the idea of the Sims having some competition, and Inzoi might just be a great game. But what doesn't excite me is Inzoi's marketing tactics, because they appear to be leaning into the let's buy off a bunch of influencers approach, and nothing proves how problematic this approach is than
when it works, it works.
What happened with the following creator? Enter Rachel Ped, a smaller YouTuber with around 20,000 subscribers, who was lucky enough to be one of the first creators to introduce Inzoi to the world, and she did it in this video.
This video is sponsored by Krafton. I hope you're all ready for this, because I'm about to introduce you to the most realistic life simulation game you've ever seen.
To give this creator some credit, she does disclose at the very beginning that the video was sponsored by Krafton. That's amazing. We love when influencers do the bare minimum. But what she didn't tell the nearly 800,000 people who watched this video is that they didn't just send her the game, they sent her an entire gaming PC that retails for around $3,000 US.
Holy shit. I need to get in on this grift.
And yes, she got to keep it. The reason we know this is because a different influencer who was also sponsored by Crafton actually had integrity and told their viewers that yes, all of the influencers in this round of playtests were gifted PCs by Crafton.
They did send me a gaming PC.
My question for Rachel is, how the hell do you take a gift of that magnitude and not tell your viewers? It's possible that she revealed this in a later video, I don't know. But still, the 800,000 people who watched this video were left in the dark.
You need to be honest, because that's not cool.
The point of this video is to make viewers aware of the financial entanglements that a lot of these creators have with game studios. And if it's not already obvious, it has a detrimental effect on players. Over on Reddit, a user wrote the following: I spent so much time and money on these games that are not really that good just because some random person said I should have said games. Not their fault, of course, since they didn't force me to buy them, but I trusted their reviews.
No, that's bullshit.
On a different
That's bullshit. If you're going to them and they are shilling themselves as being an influencer that's going to point you towards the right game, then it is their fault too. Yes, it's your fault for believing them like a dumbass, but it is their fault too because they are misrepresenting it and selling you on something that doesn't exist. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is my first venue into space. Oh, look, there's graph panel right there. That'll probably give me a graph panel. And I don't know what that is. Okay. So we've got to get like a good landing spot. There's something right there. Thinking here. All right, so that's what
post another Redditor wrote. I used to rely heavily on the reviews of YouTubers before deciding whether or not to purchase a game, but then realized there was such a dissonance between what they enjoyed and what I enjoyed that I no longer watch those YouTubers for reviews. So who can we trust? Don't know. But I think it's fair to say you probably cannot trust the person who's being paid to talk about the game they're playing. Sadly, it happens more often than you'd expect. Just last week, a handful of YouTubers were doing this exact thing.
Listen, guys, listen. I am playing Rimworld, and it is my favorite game of all time. I will try and sell you on this game every chance that I get. I'm hoping one day they may give me money to say it.
With a new life sim.
This video is sponsored by Epic Games.
Sims channels like Sid Mac and Pixelade took a check from Epic Games to promote a random Fortnite life sim or something. What in the hell even is this? Just a hint, usually people don't trust your opinion about a game when you're getting paid by that game's publisher. And in Pixelade's case, luckily, or I guess unluckily for him, it appears that his viewers have little to no interest in opinions that have been bought. And side note, this game just looks atrocious. It literally looks like it was made by an iPad baby with brain rot. Additionally, Sims creator Steffo Sims has been sponsored to promote the last two Sims 4 expansions, Lovestruck and Life and Death.
That this portion of the video is sponsored by The Sim. This portion of the video is sponsored by The Sim.
The former being one of the worst rated DLC in Sims 4 history. Of course, this is a problem with influencers across every industry, but when it comes to gaming, it appears to be getting worse, especially with cozy games. I've also noticed a lot of cozy gamers have very strong parasocial connections with content creators, and a lot of these players don't recognize that many of these creators that they trust and love are actually in bed, fully raw dogging with game companies. And who knows, they might even be pregnant with the next DLC.
Okay. I like Not Malcolm. I think his videos are good. We love Shilling. That's right. We love Shilling. Hey, Luden Games. Clip this and send anyone who wants to clip it and send it to him. I love Rimworld, and I will shill every instance of it for you guys. Just know that you can message me anytime and get my bank account, and I'll give you my bank account information. You just load it up there, and we'll play Rimworld forever. So I expected this to go a little bit longer, but that's all right. We have, thanks to my friends and neighbors I'm losing my mind, in my Discord, which we have content to watch. And actually, I think I might watch this one.
In 2016 began the SJW culture war.
Looking back at the anti-woke YouTubers and a channel update. Okay. I like this. We'll get a little bit of history on the anti-wokers. Anti-wokers have been doing, some shit today and every day, as always. Trying to find that next thing to be mad at. So we'll start here. We'll do this. And then maybe we'll go back into some insane games, because I'm really enjoying those.
Many YouTubers who develop sizable followings off of this, me included. But where are they all now? And how have they changed now that this phase is over? Let's talk about it. Before I get started, I want to make this extremely clear. Boys, I'm sorry, but I did not make this video for you. I made this video for me, so if it seems like I'm rambling a bit in some of these excerpts, that's why. Also, this is not a call-out video or a roast or any of that nonsense. If anything, this is more close to a case study, self-diagnosis thing. You'll see. In about 2016, the epic culture war of the internet began, where politics and nerdy stuff was unfortunately attempting to converge. It was a long and grueling duel of weaponized identity politics, but the dust has long since settled between the woke brigade and the anti-SJW crowd. And by the end of it all, we all got some ironic laughter from both sides of this stupid, pointless media cyber war. Weird introvert girls in candy-colored hair screaming at the top of their lungs about nothing important, and equally douchey guys feigning intellectual superiority, screaming about fucking pronouns! I have to say it was all over by 2023.
God, that's such a wonderful.
Only a small handful of weirdos keeping the dimly lit fire alive by then. As of now, in the year 2025, the whole woke media phase is long gone, and the dust has long since settled. Now, woke just seems to be yet another brain rot label being weaponized by a small leftover handful of fearmongers on YouTube who haven't gotten the memo that that phase of the internet is long since departed. Or maybe they do know that this phase is departed and they just cling on to the old fad because they have no other directions to go with their standing on YouTube. So as for all the channels that reveled in anti-SJW content, where are they all now? What are they doing with their channels now in this day and age, if they're even doing anything? In this video,
most of them are still trying to push the same shit and slowly dying because of it.
Discussing 3 or 4 channels. You're probably wondering, Jack, why do you care even? Well, the reason why is because, okay, you guys know how I myself was a part of this weird culture war with my old videos to begin with, like High Guardian Spice and Velma and all that good stuff? Yeah, well, what's funny is that I didn't even know I was a part of it all until that phase was basically entirely over. And after everything, I just wanted to look at what I missed and a few other folks who were within this culture war are doing now today. Let's start off with a YouTuber that's got a history so complicated that I can't even dig up all of it since he's actually wiped out a lot of his videos discussing this. The Armored Skeptic. The Armored Skeptic is a YouTube channel that has been making videos since 2014, but without any touching on any SJW culture at the start, as it was hardly popular around this year. His primary interest in video topics of the past was free-thinking atheism and discussion on various historical figures. His presence in the anti-woke side of this internet war was something he entirely stumbled onto, in the sense that he kind of just gravitated towards it while he was doing his own favorite type of content. His videos in question consisted of long-form video essays and responses, well articulated, well thought out, and unafraid to publicize his thoughts on both sides of the spectrum, even though he was primarily perceived as an anti-SJW voice. And while I personally find that to be a boon, that was actually his biggest problem that was holding him back: his positioning in these culture wars. Throughout nearly all of his videos, he chose to be, and boldly claimed in most of these videos, that he was a neutral party in between these internet squads.
The enlightened centrist. So was he the first?
Bubbles. Once again, me personally, I think that's a good thing, and I respect this guy for being neutral, as I attempted to do the exact same thing with my inclusivity bias series. But at the time of him making these videos was when these internet squabbles involving the culture war were at their absolute most heated, with nobody being interested in three-dimensional opinions at all. And thusly, the skeptic was verbally thrashed for his decision of neutrality, where from most of his fan base he was outright perceived as some kind of coward who was too scared to go all in on the air quote right side. I originally had proof of this in the form of leftover videos
I mean, that's a problem you always see is if you don't agree with all of the talking points, then you're either a fence sitter or you're the enemy. And that's just not really how it works, I guess, is what I would say. What do you mean? There's plenty of room, I guess because of that. We'll go there. All right. But yeah, it's you either are with us or you're against us, and that is all there is to it. Turn this into Vaxstone, and it's just, I mean, it's still like that when you look at the guys who are still around today.
Had years ago when this happened, and I was going to put said clips and screen caps on display to show this all happening to him, but I cannot now, because he personally deleted nearly all of his anti-SJW type videos, as well as the responses he got from his own fans on top of that in the process. Why did he delete them? Because he genuinely feels bad for being involved in the culture war to begin with. Last year, he made an entire video where he sits down and has a long talk about what he had gone through in the process of all of this.
I really regret my role in the culture war. After a lot of reflection over those events, I realized that I never should have engaged with that discussion at all. But I got out of the culture war and divorced myself from that discussion when I realized that there was no room for nuance in that discussion. And I got out when I realized that my videos were being used to embolden and strengthen positions that I did not agree with.
The Armored Skeptic wanted to be the #1 thing both sides of the SJW wars hated, and that is a three-dimensional human being. He got millions of views and all the controversy and all the attention and subscribers and all that, but at the end of the day, he just got sick and tired of being a part of it because he couldn't be what he wanted and chose to be. After realizing he was not allowed to have a nuanced opinion, he simply left, cut himself off entirely from this anti-woke phase. As of now, in the year 2025, he's chillin'. Right back to making conspiracy theory and history videos where he's free to speak his mind. They get significantly less views than his old content being focused on now, but that's only because transitioning from anti-SJW culture to historical conspiracy theories is a pretty jarring shift, let's be honest here. But honestly, who cares? As long as he's happy with what he's doing, I don't think the views really matter. The Armored Skeptic's content and backlash back in his heyday is a very good example of what I always disliked. Not about this guy in particular, but instead what I always hated the most about these culture wars as a whole, in terms of hive mind mentality being a problem on both sides of the spectrum. Both sides are equally as toxic, even though the anti-woke side always feigned intellectual and moral superiority. The concept of being anti-woke to me was all about putting a leash on these fools with no self-control, who use their inclusive identity as an excuse to wreak havoc on others' media through glorified propaganda. But then, after a while, the anti-woke brigade began doing the exact same thing, only with extra steps. Nitpicking.
Oh, preach, buddy. Preach. This is the exact thing that pulled me away from the anti-woke as a whole. Why are you not wearing, put on the whole outfit? Wear quip outfit. No, you're not going out into space with just a helmet on. I mean, it's become, and most of these content creators, like some of them are from the olden days, but like a lot of these guys like Smash JT and a bunch of the others that are out there, they're new within the last year, right? So it's not like it's it's not like it's been a thing that's been going on for a long time. This is still fairly new.
Insignificant nonsense that does not matter at all for internet brownie points within their little E faction.
What's up, everybody? This is the woke man here, and today, turns out there's a lot of games that are woke out there, and you've got to be on the lookout. Thankfully, there is a list just for you, so you can keep track of all of that woke nonsense and all of those political agendas being pushed into your games, and you can avoid it, and I'm gonna help you. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, and just so you know, this list is very, very comprehensive. There's a lot of woke stuff out there, a lot of wokeness. As you can clear, there's fucking 1,400 games on here. Bloons Tower Defense 6 is woke now, fellas. It's been compromised. It contains overtly pro-LGBTQ+ messaging. There's a pride flag item available in the trophy store with a pro-pride message.
What are you doing? Oh, because he's down. Fuck me.
And that's the review.
Well, that's that.
Their review of the game. The reviewing games based on wokeness. This amorphous blob of a term now.
I think you're holding a little bit too long on.
This also feels like the case for long forgotten commentary YouTuber No BS. No BS is a YouTube channel that began its crusade against forcefully inclusive content in 2015, with his first public YouTube video right off the bat being a statement that feminism is BS.
This is my response to a video called Feminism by Not Just Blonde.
This was kind of spur of the moment, so that's why my hair is, and my face is.
Thanks for verbally lowering our expectations for this video, because we were really thinking it was going to be professional with it being shot in a messy bedroom the size of a closet. But hey, let's not get bogged down by the aesthetics here. Her upcoming arguments make her look bad enough.
After making that video, he pressed on and proceeded to make a mass catalog of quick surface level glances at various portions of woke culture forcing itself upon the internet. And it was a massive success at the time, due to how easily hateable these folks are. No BS was one of the earliest Slop channels to grace YouTube alongside Review Tech USA, providing quick news flash type videos with surface level glances on how SJW content is polluting precious nerd culture.
I tweeted 2 polls the other week. Do you care about the struggles of men? Out of 7,271 people, 89% said yes.
Apparently a vaguely questioned poll on Twitter is all it takes to prove things to this girl. She asked her 7,000 followers, do you care about the struggles of men? Of course everyone's gonna click yes. But actions speak louder than words, and I've never heard of a feminist fighting for men's rights.
He depicted himself and his channel as a hero against a very prevalent and obnoxious internet faction that was rearing.
That's the thing too. It was very easy to hate on a lot of the woke stuff that was out there because it was obnoxious. They were asking sometimes for ridiculous things. Everything felt forced. Everything had to be the way it had to be. In some cases, it was like to the ridiculousness of wanting to do segregation again in the United States, right? So it was easy to fall into this category. But as all things, it eventually comes to an end, and they started to lose favor even amongst the people that were on their side, right? The progressive, the truly, radical progressives started to push everyone away, and everyone started becoming on the right. That's where you talk about, like, even when it comes to people like Joe Rogan, who was, more liberal at the time than anything else, and a few other people started becoming right-wingers and, blah, 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 and this and that. Now, you could argue nowadays that they probably still are or have moved that way. But yeah, easy to hate, easy to get to it. But at some point, you've got to know when, hey, this is kind of dead now. Don't need to keep beating a dead horse. Most people have come to realize that, yeah, this is dumb.
Their heads into what an otherwise innocent media ecosystem was ingesting, and thusly he was practically idolized for his time in his early years, with every upload he posted granting him tens of thousands of views effortlessly and immense amounts of subscribers on top of that. So, what happened to this guy? As time had continued to pass and he kept making videos, people simply realized No BS was a jerk and had a very sour personality. After a while, most of his videos simply consisted of him not having any argumentative points to provide when he air quote exposed pieces of media for trying too hard to be progressive. A perfect example being when Battlefield 1 was accused of not being historically accurate for featuring women on the front lines, and his response to this knowledge was very, I don't enjoy using this word, but cringe.
This once beloved franchise appears to have finally caved in to progressive politics and SJW agendas, which really shouldn't be that surprising since the game's developer DICE is located in Sweden, or Swedenistan, which is what the local Muslim invaders prefer to call their newfound home. Modern Swedes are beta male cucks who are so riddled with white guilt and socialist tendencies, basically they're communists, and apparently now they're allowing left-wing politics to take over their country and their home and their companies, their businesses,
and this is where it starts to get lost, right? How many times can you say the same shit argument over and over and over again, especially when it becomes buzzwords after buzzword after buzzword? The communist, woke, lefty, feminist agenda, boogeyman, 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 right? It's just, I mean, it was bad when it was on the left, and now it's the same thing on the right.
Now they're video games.
Hello, old friend.
There's just so many things wrong here, I don't know where to start. First, we got a woman soldier on the front lines in World War II. Needless to say, this is not only historically inaccurate, it's also not very realistic. This woman looks way too overpowered to me. I hate to break it to the SJWs, but girls have smaller frames and muscle structures than men. Sure, girls can fight too. It can happen, but it's not with the sheer brutal strength like the girl in this trailer has. And that's not even mentioning the fake hand. She's an amputee, handless, small-framed girl out and about in a war zone. She wouldn't have lasted 2 hours out there in a real war. You can clearly see the ridiculous SJW agenda here too.
This coming from people who've probably never even been to basic training.
DICE is trying to make this trailer and this game all pro-women, pro-equality, and even going so far as to go pro-handicapped people too. You know, I heard another rumor about this game. I hear there's a new healing mechanic for Battlefield 5 as well. In addition to collecting medkits to replenish your health, players also need to collect pads and tampons so your character doesn't have their period all over the battlefield. That's just gross. Don't worry though, there's going to be a small calendar on the bottom of the screen that will help players track their cycles. And you can even check a little meter down there to see how heavy your flow is that day. Welcome to the progressive SJW Battlefield 5, everyone.
I myself remember listening to this video back when I was working at Boston Market in New York City. As soon as I heard him saying all this nonsense, I physically recoiled while I was washing dishes, and I never watched his videos again after that. With every new video he uploaded, his very unpleasant personality was slowly seeping into his content, and you could very clearly tell even from the beginning with his first few uploads. People were not noticing his bad attitude during the beginning of his run since people viewed him as a heroic force against shoehorn politics and nerd culture. But as time passed and then other YouTube channels stepped up to the plate and provided the same content but with more likable personalities behind the mic, he was falling behind as the years continued. His general dislikability all boiled up to a head where he appeared in a live stream to discuss his many videos against other YouTubers.
Guys, no bullshit has chimed in.
Oh, yes.
Well, we have Turkey Tom here on the bench. Yo, formal invitation, no bullshit.
Yeah,
please
Tom
come
left.
on. I really want to talk to you, man. I really think you're
Isn't
an
this
enigma.
the same other who
Think you're
makes
an enigma?
Family Guy?
He tried going after Nick DiOrio and oh no. No bullshit, huh? That's so funny.
Political commentary videos?
Yes. Yo, please. No bullshit. I beg of you. You're such a fucking. You're like, my kids are gonna look up to the content you make, dude. Please come on and talk to me.
In this discussion, various YouTubers discussed some of the less valid points he made in regards to one of his many videos. And every single defensive retort he made for himself was not an acknowledgement of his mistakes, but instead a non-stop barrage of the most embarrassingly childish responses possible.
Okay, basically, JXC is some like movie review guy from Britain. He has really messed up teeth, and he does these like anti-CinemaSins videos, right?
Aren't you kind of fat? Are you really gonna be like shaming this guy's teeth?
What?
I'm saying, like, why are we shaming appearances right now? You're pretty fat. I mean, why? Oh God, look at his chompers. You mean that British guy, the guy from the UK, the place that's notorious for its bad teeth? I mean, you're just gonna slide that one in there, like, oh God, Brooksy, he's got bad teeth.
He acted like a child the entire way through.
No worries. I'm always happy to. You seem like nicer to talk to in person. Like, I guess there's just like this bravado when you're like alone in your room, recording with your parents and next door and stuff. You have to be quiet.
Band-Aids, what was really scary?
Yeah, and those shark teeth are like really intimidating. It's like they're all in, each one's in business for themselves.
He had a chance to straighten himself out alongside these other commentary personalities, but after this discussion was publicized, his presence was practically shunned on the face of the geek culture commentary scene. What with comments on many of his videos after that debate and beyond being very negative towards him as a person, or just simply mocking his attempts at insulting woke culture, since his own poor behavior is equally as embarrassing to witness as what he is criticizing. As of now, in the year 2025, this channel is basically dead, as the operator has not uploaded in years. The creator of this channel has entirely jumped ship. Honestly, he kind of can't upload anymore anyways, since the anti-SJW phase is over. What else can he do aside from make these slop videos? He cannot transition into any other niche like the Armored Skeptic could, since this one channel.
I think this is starting to sound fairly familiar to some of the other people that we talk about or look at recently that I argue with on X, right? They're so deeply ingrained in their ideology that, I mean, can they change? I've made this argument before.
Is committed so hard to this one single thing. So as a result, this channel is kind of just stuck. Honestly, if you sit down and think about it, him disappearing off the face of the internet was probably the best choice he could have made. Quietly exiting stage left and living off the residuals of your YouTube ad revenue for the rest of your life seems like a pretty good deal, so heck, why not let him? The beauty of YouTube is that everyone has an equal opportunity to become popular and develop a following if they make videos tackling the right subject at the right time. With a little bit of consistency and also a little bit of luck, anybody can become a somebody. But as this individual's very nasty attitude started rearing its head into his videos, it became clear as time passed that some people should not.
I don't think the nasty attitude thing matters. You just have to be funny. There's a ton of people who have nasty attitudes on the internet that, that are still famous. You just have to be entertaining, I think is what it takes. A little bit of luck and a little bit of entertainment, and then you're golden, right?
Have the blessing of gaining a proper following. This guy is an example of a bad case in this niche, but not all of them are. A small few of them end really well, actually. A few of them end up being channels run by people who you can tell are decent folk, regardless of how much it seems like they're just another slop channel. Such as in the case of Clownfish TV. Clownfish TV is another geek culture news channel.
I've seen this guy.
Of comic artists, neon and geeky sparkles. Much like No BS, their content is quick surface level glances at various events and happenings in geek culture. Their thumbnails are clickbaity, AI-generated art most of the time, and the titles of their videos are equally obnoxious. So, what exactly sets this channel apart from the other slop? Well, look, when you watch one of these slop videos with these very ugly thumbnails, 9 times out of 10 what you see is what you get. Yet another try-hardy video where some annoying college kid pretends that he's an informed source. But these guys are different beneath the cover, since they're actually trying to be decent people about it. It's just that they have to make their videos like this because, well, they don't have a choice. They have to. They're just playing by YouTube's rules. You have to appeal to the algorithm. But regardless of their content seeming to be more brain-dead slop on its surface, the hosts behind these videos do their absolute best to have nuanced takes on these situations that they discuss. They nearly never bash something simply for the sake of it, which is something that these quick news-type YouTube channels always do. A perfect example, and also a semi-recent example, is their coverage of the Disney movie Elio. You see, Clownfish TV is pretty much always trashing on Disney, and for good reason, obviously. There isn't a single time where these two aren't taking the time to expose Disney for performing underhanded corporate actions. They have attracted a large majority of Disney haters as a result of it. Then Elio came out, and they made about 5 videos gossiping about how garbage it most likely will be. But despite them dunking on it for over 3 videos, they still sat down and watched the movie. And what did they say about it?
But the question people are going to say is it good or not? And what's going to happen is people are going to get mad at me right now, because the answer is yes, it is actually good.
You hate Disney.
I know.
You hate everything. You're
people
biased.
are getting mad because I'm saying it, but my job is to tell those people the truth from my perspective.
Another common tactic is you've got to shit on it over and over and over again to to keep up the facade. But then when it comes out and it's actually good, or the crowd finds it good and you start to try and shit on it, suddenly you've got to find a way to save face. You've got to change it. Now, I don't know about Clownfish at all, but it's a tale as old as time now.
And that's what I'm going to do. It was not a bad movie. It was a good movie. Did it feel like Pixar? Yes, it did, which I was surprised. I was fully expecting it to suck. Fully expecting it to be terrible. And it wasn't. And our daughter was fully expecting it to be terrible too. And she's like, that was good. And I'm like, yes.
See, this is what I'm talking about. They're not afraid to admit that the movie was actually good. Look. That may not seem like a big deal to you, but you need to understand that there is extreme amounts of pressure when you amass a fan base of people who you watch specifically because they hate something that you've talked trash about for ages. And guess what? Most of their following turned around on them, and while they didn't straight up chastise or insult them, they were not happy with their results. But they didn't care. They said what they felt, and they were not afraid to speak their mind on it. This behavior that they did.
Okay, I'll give them props on that. I would say probably don't shit on it to begin with. Maybe make some of your points. You don't have to make 100 videos, but standing by your guns on you being wrong, essentially, because that's what it was. They were actually wrong and it was good. I can give you props for that.
Display right here is exactly how they've always been acting
throughout
all the culture wars. If this were any other YouTube slop channel such as No BS, they would lie and tell you that it's irredeemable garbage
Rimworld
with
just
LGBT
crashed.
subtext that's super duper woke and all that nonsense, but Clownfish TV is not afraid to tell it like they feel it is, regardless if it goes against the fan base of people they grew off of the fact that they think everything Disney does and makes is junk. And even through the absolute most heated phases of the culture wars, they've always been like this. They did their best to provide nuanced takes without simple bandwagon writing, which, by the way, is something everyone should have already been doing to begin with, like the Armored Skeptic tried his best to. Whereas the Armored Skeptic attempted to be a neutral party across the culture.
Well, this is a thing, you can disagree with somebody. I don't think that's a bad thing to disagree and fight. But if you're not willing to talk with the opposite side, to argue your points, then you don't actually believe in your points. That's just what it is. Sorry.
Wars, Clownfish TV did not attempt to be neutral at all. They just said whatever the hell they felt. And that's how they ended up getting one step ahead. There's little things you have to keep in mind when you make a channel like this. Their upload rate is at a breakneck pace. They upload 3 to 4 videos a week. They are constantly absorbing this potentially negative information. So their ability to remain as a mostly unbiased voice that isn't afraid to admit fault or say something actually is good is a genuine accomplishment. As of now, in the year 2025, They're still doing what they always did, but with more of their own personal desires being the focus, as opposed to the typical complaining about progressivism slop. Not to say that they do not occasionally use titles and thumbnails to allude to that old phase, they still occasionally do, but regardless, they transitioned effortlessly out of that old, tiring phase, and hardly lost anything in the process of it. I'm not trying to act like the people behind this channel are angels, nor am I trying to be biased or a fanboy either. These guys have made videos stating opinions that I heavily disagree with plenty of times. And furthermore, I'm not even subscribed to these guys because I don't like having my sub box flooded with videos of their weird thumbnails. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm just saying that despite them going through the trenches of anti-SJW cultures for years and years, they never let it dictate their future. That's the thing that I'm the most
I need fuel. That was the wrong spot.
You see, that's what the Armored Skeptic and Clownfish TV have in common that No BS just doesn't. No BS over here is a YouTube channel that lived and died entirely based off these sad little internet squabbles. Without the culture wars carrying this guy, this channel has no other subject matters or interests to transition into. But with Clownfish TV, it's a strikingly different scenario.
Whoops.
These guys didn't need culture wars at all.
I think when it comes to, I think this is a thing that comes to YouTube in general. Like, it's very rare for someone to get so big in their current content that they can just do that content over and over and over again. At some point, you have to make the change, and you have to be, you have to keep yourself interesting from getting boring, right? Me personally, while I'm doing this as a hobby, I still think, like, I like the idea of just watching what I want. It might be this, it might be weird pseudo games. Like, I'm not trying to build my channel around the anti-woke agenda, because that would just, one, I would get bored of it, two, and I think everyone else would too.
As soon as it went away, they just kept doing what they liked doing. Geek culture news. I think all of these folks put together make for a really good understanding of the case of anti-woke slop in 2025, and more to the point of what I wanted to think about, how these online figures have changed and reacted to the SJW phase of the internet ending. Most folk kind of just move on with their lives in the way of finding a new general subject matter to cover with their channel, or just going to talk about whatever they want. Some people quietly exit stage left and abandon their YouTube career, which, by the way, I am not saying as a negative thing. There is no shame in leaving YouTube. This website can be a total train wreck 90% of the time. And some make a futile effort to stick to their guns, perpetuating a false online campaign for what only looks like validation seeking. So, what about me? Because I still don't know what direction I'm taking. Okay, this is the part where I discuss myself. This is a combination of a channel update and a commentary on my own story. If you don't give a shit about me, then you're welcome to stop watching right here. It's cool. I don't care about audience retention or any of that bullcrap. Like I said,
that's no good.
Video,
how can you grift money off of people if you don't care about retention? Ugh, the quartering. Welcome back, Blake. I mean, you have to grift. Grifting is the only way. He needs to get himself a little cup like I got down here. Get himself a little bar right here, so that y'all know y'all are helping me grow, and then just ride with it. Just make that money, baby.
I'm sorry. I did not make this video for you. I made it for me. I've been trying to find out what to do with myself on YouTube by grounds of this single channel, and I genuinely do not know where to go from here. And it's legit been years since I walked away from all of this woke criticism nonsense. I guess I'll provide you guys with some kind of
furry porn art. Have you tried that?
Pseudo elaboration on how I rose up myself. Okay, way back in 2020, I started a YouTube channel trying to make little gaming essays. I sucked at them, and they were some of my first videos ever, and they were recorded on this really crappy Yeti mic on really bad audio conditions.
Hey, I'm using a really crap little blue Yeti mic, and I think I sound well, like shit, but we won't go into that.
Yeah, it was just bad. Not a soul was watching any of these videos, and I was bouncing from crappy restaurant job to crappy restaurant job to keep a roof over my head in this terrible room for rent that I crashed in via Craigslist. By the way, do not ever find a place to live in via Craigslist. You will thank me later. Okay, look, my life was an absolute friggin' wreck, okay? Due to my poor childhood of me being abused by my mother, and then afterwards having a young adult life consisting of me being abused by my peers and e-friends that I thought that I trusted. I am not going to sugarcoat it for you. Pretty much everything in my life was a fucking wreck until I became a YouTuber. That is not a joke or me being hyperbolic or me exaggerating. I cannot tell. I honestly, I wish I was exaggerating. So yeah, I'm making these bad videos, and I'm jumping from boring, bad, terrible, low-paying job to terrible job. Around 2021, I'm noticing everyone is dunking on a certain cartoon that was recently released at the time called High Guardian Spice. Now, I look at that, and I see there's a massive storm of buzz and ridicule around this, and then think, hey, maybe I can develop a following dunking on this stuff, yeah. I was extremely scared of dipping my toes into discussing this. I cannot stress to you how terrified I was. The reason being is because I felt like I had no integrity by just jumping along a hate bandwagon. But I told you my life conditions.
You didn't.
I told you about how I just wanted to, like, stop myself from living in perpetual misery. I freaked out and said, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it, I don't care. I want to turn YouTube into my job regardless of that. So I did.
I think personally, minus all the trauma dumping he's doing right here, I think that's a bad mindset to go with YouTube, period. I think you're just setting yourself up for failure. There's hundreds, if not thousands of people that fail at YouTube, like probably every day, every month, every week. So I think if you're going to, like, if you want to make a career out of it, you should have lower expectations. You should enjoy doing it, find something that you like to do that. And if it happens to become a thing, then, yay, great. You get to do the job you want to do.
Did my best to jump on this hate train, but I didn't just say what everyone else was saying. I wanted to do my best to keep my integrity, intact to some degree. You know what I mean? So what I did was that I jumped on that hate train, but at the same time, I also provided my own personal take, where I try everything in my power to make sure I added my own unique flavoring on this very dead horse. You know what I mean? So I did that. And things worked out. Little did I know at the time right there, that is basically the ultimate method of becoming a successful YouTuber. Making a video about an already popular subject and then adding your own unique flavor to it. Steal other ideas that have already been done to death and add your own spin to it. I developed a legit following from thrashing that TV show to thrashing comics like I Am Not Starfire and more. So what happened? Well, what happened was simple. Two things. The first, less important thing, is that the anti-SJW phase was already at its tail end by time I stepped up to the plate. High Guardian Spice was one of the last weird, desperately trying to be progressive pieces of media there is, right next to Velma. So by time I finally sat down to create the Inclusivity Bias series, which is me providing well thought out takes on various things that have happened in between these weird, woke, anti-woke events happening.
I wish he wasn't doing this with a blank screen. Like, at least put something up.
In media, it was way too late, and people just weren't watching and weren't interested anymore. It was honestly really weird how people just automatically stopped caring as soon as it was like 2024. And the other, way more important problem that dragged me down as a YouTuber is that I was all over the place. I was unfocused. I was trying to do everything. During this period of time, I was making videos where I was reviewing comics, I was reviewing manga and animated series, and then I randomly realized how weird Webtoon was. I was all over the place. I was trying to do everything. As a result, I was a completely unfocused YouTube channel, and I completely screwed myself in the process. YouTube's algorithm just did not know what to do with me because I had so many of these different random ass videos. Unfortunately, YouTube is just not designed for you to be a variety type video creator. The only way you can get away with that is if you are already on the top of the food chain. That's it. That is the only exception for you being able to get away with that.
I don't agree with that. I think commentary YouTubing, I think is fairly popular. Like you're not seeing guys obviously in the hundreds of thousands or the millions in it, but there's a lot of growth there for it. It's something you can definitely, I think you can definitely get into, right? So I just think you have to be, like I said, I think it comes down to being entertaining. And I think one of the best ways to be entertaining is actually enjoy what you're talking about.
With the High Guardian Spice review series, I learned that in order to make a successful following, the objective is to remix a popular idea on YouTube. But what I did not learn quickly enough is that in order to maintain that following, you have to provide the exact same niche of content at all times with every upload. You have to create a catalog of content that viewers will watch all of your content, all of the videos on your channel. But when you make variety content, when your channel consists of a catalog of random assorted content that is all about variety, like all types of random stuff like webtoon reviews and manhwa reviews and random anime and all this crap, viewers who stumble into your channel are only going to be guaranteed to click on one or two of your videos under those circumstances. I totally screwed myself over, courtesy of my ignorance. Now that the culture war phase of the internet is long behind us, and I've spread myself into so many different directions in attempts to do this fantastical nonsense of trying to do everything that I wanted, honestly, my YouTube channel kind of just feels like a wasteland of naive mistakes. What I should have done in hindsight was create multiple separate channels to capitalize on the various things.
So here's what you really should do, right? You find an audience for whatever it is you want to talk about. And then instead of worrying about if they really like your content or not, or being good in your niche, you make them as parasocial to you as humanly possible, because then they'll never leave. And you can just say whatever you want and they'll give you money. And if someone comes at you because of a bad take you had, they'll just attack them. It's just that simple. Feed into the parasocial and it'll all work out.
Things I wanted to discuss sooner. Yeah, I should have made a Slop news channel Clownfish TV style so I could focus on anti-SJW content on that, and then do my major review series on the main channel. Then after that I could just do whatever I want on the Jack's Junk channel. And by then I'm pretty sure I could inevitably stumble into the webtoon scene, and then I could keep that content on the main channel, regardless of how many
Oh no, that's like coming immediately.
Oh well though. There's no way I could have known any of these things since I had no experience with YouTube at the time. What can you do, I suppose? As of now, in the year 2025, I'm still, to this very solitary day, trying to push my channel in a different direction. As of right now, I've been reviewing Korean comics, thinking I'll grow a following off of that. And guess what? That's also a failure. It is a complete failure. This channel is doomed. And it's nobody's fault but mine. For the longest amount of time, I've been blaming everything around me. I've been blaming the algorithm. I've been blaming the fact that I did not step into the YouTube scene early enough and I was too little too late. I've been blaming the people who false copyright strike my channels. And, well, while all of these things are definitely something to consider, it's definitely a factor that has affected me, those are not the root cause. And after taking a long, hard look at myself recently, no. It's my fault. It's only mine.
Okay.
Courtesy of my stupidity, this channel is pushed into way too many different directions over the years. And even if YouTube staff themselves sat down and told me what direction I need to take in order to salvage it, honestly, I probably wouldn't even take it. because I just have no drive or interest in any of this shit anymore. All the shit that you've been seeing me... Guys, I'm gonna be straight the fuck up with you. All of those manhwa reviews that you saw me...
Okay, we could have done without this crybaby fest, right? Like, I like you describing the anti-woke and all that other stuff done. And I get it, you're having trouble with your channel, but you've got to, I mean, if you don't enjoy doing this anymore, fucking stop doing it. Like, if your only motive is to try and make money off of YouTube, you're never going to enjoy it. You're never going to make it, right? But if you start, like, this is a platform. What it used to be was for people to do passionate stuff that they enjoyed. And that's, in my opinion, what you should try and do. A lot of times you can find a small niche of people who enjoy the same things, right? Is it going to become a job? No, maybe not, but you could still find enjoyment in it. And if you get lucky, maybe it does become profitable in one way or the other. I just this crybaby, my channel is never going to make it, even though I've tried all of these things, is just worthless.
That you saw me talk about, 90% of those goddamn videos were phoned in. I did not actually give a fuck about anything I was talking about. You guys don't want videos like that. And neither the fuck do I. Alright? Like, just straight up, bro. So, fuck this. I'm not quitting YouTube yet. No, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit YouTube at all. Relax. But I think I'm gonna just say fuck it. After sitting down and taking a look at what all these other YouTubers had done after they had walked away from this weird culture war phase that most of them had inadvertently stumbled into, I think I'm just gonna do what I want, rather than just cling on to the trend or pretend that there's still something to talk about in this phase. Or
yeah, you should definitely not try and cling on to trends. I think I mean, okay, to be fair, I have clinged on to trends, quote unquote, but it's generally because I have some interest in talking about it. Like, yeah, I could probably get a lot of views if I just jumped on a side of the Ethan Hassan Destiny bullshit, but none of that stuff interests me, so I don't fucking give a shit to talk about it. I talked about Tectone and some of his retarded shit during all of that kind of drama. You know, I've even not gone and talked about anti-woke stuff because either it's not that big a deal and their takes are milk toast, or I'm just not interested in the bullshit that they're spitting, right? You have to, like, you can't force it, right? You have to you're always gonna have to put a part of yourself into doing this, I think, whether you're doing it as a hobby or whether you are doing it or trying to make a job of it. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then, man, I don't know what to tell you. Try something else.
Or straight up abandon the channel altogether. So I think I'm just going to do anime and manga type shit now, with the occasional video game based videos squeezed in here or there. Yeah, I know it's not very unique, but it's what I wanted to do. Okay, it's what I want to do. The deal is that I already know for a fact that this will kill my channel. This is going to kill my channel. There is literally I'm telling you, there is no way it won't. And if you do not understand how this will guaranteed kill my channel, let me explain. Okay, when you upload a video and you publicize it to your current audience, your current subscriber base is shown that video. If your already established subscriber base do not watch this video, then YouTube will not show it to basically anyone. And I already know that my current subscriber base does not give a shit about gaming or anime type weeb stuff at all. So, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to see a drop in numbers, right? A drop in numbers that you might not come back from. That's completely possible. But it's also possible that you will find a new audience. Yeah, it's basically starting fresh, but I don't think it means that you're just not going to get pushed. You're not going to get pushed for the new content because you are not, what is the word for it? Because you're not the head dog in there, right? That hasn't been what's been getting views for you. But if someone finds your channel and they like it, and then someone else likes it, it starts to build upon itself and you grow a new channel. It's not unheard of for this to happen. Is it hard? Absolutely. I would imagine that a lot of people don't want to go through that kind of change, especially if you had higher numbers before then, right? So, I don't know. This is just doomerism.
It's like 99% likely to kill this channel. And honestly, it's fine. I'd rather be happy doing what I want to than sitting around chasing the algorithm for the 50,000th time on this channel.
Yeah, so, that's true. You should do that.
Yeah. I guess that's all I've got to say.
There is an audience out there for something that you enjoy, right? Whether you find that audience or that audience finds you and you're entertaining enough to keep them, well, that's a whole different ball game. But the algorithm chasing, I think, is a lot of times the problem to begin with, because you're competing with everyone else who's trying to do the same thing, who are competing with massive channels that are already established. Like, you have to have something different, I think, than the average person to go into it, or you have to be entertaining in some way that brings people to you. It's not as simple as I'm talking about said algorithmic thing. People will still come to your channel, look at it, and go, this is shit, I'm out of here. And if they don't stay long enough to get you in the algorithm, you're never going to pull it. I think you need to just, like you said, do what you want to do, and when it, if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Just go with it that way, right? But quit trying to force a career out of YouTube, and find something you're passionate about, and others will find you. That's my take, being a shitter. An 80 sub YouTuber on here, just talking shit and watching random stuff while I play my favorite game. But anyways, that was a good video. I liked it. It was interesting talking about some of those characters. Like I said, he's talking about people who had been around a while, where I think like people like Smash came in at the end of the anti-woke thing, got big based off of some, Alyssa Mercante, essentially, and his whole End Kotaku bullshit. And then from there, it's just been a steady fall as they try and hang on to whatever they can, which I think is going to be moving to begging Asmongold to watch their videos so that they can stay relevant. Personally, that's my view. You can think something else. I think I am going to end it a little early today, though. I'm just exhausted because I'm old. But thank you, everybody, for coming out. If you haven't liked the stream, like it. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. And we'll do some more crazy stuff here on the next one. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Mm. Mm. Mm, 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 mm.